Hey guys, it's Elena, and today I have a homeschool preschool video for you. So it's just me and Bear at home lately. The big kids go off to regular school, and me and Bear just try to get a little bit of learning time in every weekday. We usually go about 20 minutes or so before he starts like getting tired of it and doesn't want to do it anymore. So we've been working really hard on shapes lately. Bear is not really a big talker. Well, he talks a lot, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense, and he's just not super clear in his words and stuff. So it's been a different experience this time around with Barrett than it was with my two older kiddos. Calvin, my oldest, was a great talker. He started talking really quickly, really clearly, big sentences. Aaron took a while, but as soon as he literally just like woke up one day and knew everything. Like, he didn't really say a lot of words for a long time until like right after his second birthday. He all of a sudden exploded in his vocabulary. And now we have Bear, and he is almost 3 years old, and he's still kinda not exactly easy to understand. So it's been different this time around with Barrett. It's been different with each of the kiddos, but anyway. So on Monday, we worked a lot on shapes. This is something that we try to do a lot, like even just like in our regular like free time. I try to get him to match up shapes, and I will have him try to repeat shapes to me. He's really good at shape recognition as far as like matching is concerned, but if I say like find the triangle, he's only like about 50-50 on that. So we've been working really hard on shapes lately. That's been our big one. You'll notice it a few times this week. For Tuesday, we worked on these little puzzles, putting together like the mama cow and the baby cow, just like matching up all these different animals, tons of different animals. So we're working on matching the puzzle pieces together and working on that little skill, as well as like recognizing different animals, the grown-up animal and the baby animal version. And then we moved on to a little like super basic tangrams. I love these things. This is a little magnetic set, and it's great for, you know, as tiny as Bear and as big as Calvin, and even like grown-ups. I love working with these things. So I just had some really basic ones for Bear to just match up the different shapes, and I kind of helped him along with trying to put like two triangles together can make a square, just like kind of getting used to the idea of thinking kind of logically about how shapes can fit into these bigger pictures, right? So I love working with those with the kiddos at all different ages. That's one of my favorite activities, tangrams. So for the next day, I needed Bear to make me a new piece of artwork to hang inside of these little like changeable artwork picture frames we have on the wall, because the big kids had brought me some stuff home from school, and Bear's was the same one from Valentine's Day, so I just needed him to make me something new. So I thought we could work with some shapes making a flower. So Bear did his best making his little flower. It was a little crazy looking, you know, it wasn't exactly like a perfect little flower, but it's plenty good for Bear. So we put it up on the wall so I could see that in our little picture frames that we keep on the wall. Just talking about different shapes, you know, ovals and circles and triangles, and like a little skinny rectangle for the stem. So once again, just talking more shapes, talking about what shapes they are, and trying to help him pick out which ones we need, right? And then as we're working on shapes again, I have him with these little like bingo markers, these little daubers. I drew a bunch of different shapes on a piece of paper for him, and then I was asking him, can you color in the hearts or the diamonds or whatever? So just some more shape work, just kind of in a different, you know, manner, using our markers and trying to expose Bear to shapes as much as possible, talking about shapes, mentioning what they are in different formats, right? And then we did end the day with some cutting this day. And if you haven't noticed, Bear has like a broken wrist. He's been wearing a cast for, it's been like 2.5 weeks now, and he still has like 2.5 weeks to go. So we're halfway there. But I didn't realize how difficult it was going to be for him to work on cutting skills with his cast on. I just like forget about it all the time. So I had to like hold the paper for him and help him. But he actually was able to cut through an entire piece of paper, which he's never done before. Usually he just does little snips, snip here and there, but he actually got through a whole piece of paper, which is a big milestone. I was super duper proud of him, and Justin was actually home to see him get his little milestone in the cutting department. But yeah, so that was exciting, even though I did have to hold the paper for him, a little bit of a cheat, but you know, his wrist is broken, so he needed a little bit of assistance. Okay, so for Thursday, you can see that I totally forgot about how having a cast on your arm is going to be difficult to do, like those little fine motor skills. So we got out the beads and like shoelaces. I love this. This is fun. I like doing this, but Bear was not a fan. It was really hard for him to hold the string and the beads at the same time, so I had to do a lot of helping with him, and he just got tired of it really quickly. So I totally forgot. I just didn't realize it was going to be that difficult for him with his cast. So we did kind of give up on that activity a little bit quickly. So then we moved on to just like coloring. I would draw like a circle and ask him to draw a circle or a square or an X, and we were working hard on drawing lines and just trying to have him like repeat after me and copy what I was doing and that sort of thing. So just a little bit of fun, creative time with a little bit of structure as far as shapes and stuff are concerned. And then we ended our time with this little book that my mom actually made for the kiddos. I think she made it back when Calvin was little, but it's like chalkboard and it has numbers on it. So we use our little piece of chalk and we trace the big numbers on the pages, and Bear's tracing along with me. So just something really simple. I love this little book that my mom made for the kiddos, I guess. But yeah, just something fun. He loves being able to draw and erase. I mean, chalk, dry erase markers. Those are all super fun. I love those. On Friday, we started off with these little road shapes that I got like years ago from our Parents as Teachers preschool program through our school district. But they're just little laminated shapes that are like roads, and so we took a little car and we drove around them. He brought me like this little guy and we like walked around them and talked about the different shapes, stuff like that. We're able to use like the dry erase markers and kind of trace over them because they're laminated. We did try to do some more just like basic flashcard matching with shapes, but Bear was like over it, so we moved on to something else. I got out some little blocks, little like foam blocks, and we started counting on those and playing with them with the little car and the little guy that he brought over to me, and you know, just stacking them up, counting, that sort of thing. But Bear was actually really into the little blocks. They really grabbed his attention, so he played with them for quite a while. It was probably like at least like 15 minutes that he just like stacked these blocks over and over, and we would count together and stuff. So even though this particular learning time day started out a little bit hectic, he didn't really want to participate. Once he had those blocks out, he was like very happy to continue talking about numbers and stacking them up and down. We did try to do some of these little lock and key sets that he got for Christmas. So they have like, you know, they show like the number of dots, and then you have to match up the number on them. So he doesn't know what a 3 is or what a 4 is or whatever. So I would tell him what number was on the key, and then we would count the dots together. But this one really didn't hold his attention very long either. And also we're kind of missing some of the keys already, so we couldn't really work with a ton of these different numbers, but tried to do that, and he quickly kind of got a little bit tired of that. So by that point we were like over the half-hour mark, and he still wanted to continue to play, so I had to go back to the closet and see what else we could get out. So we got out this big puzzle, like jigsaw puzzle, and he worked with that for a little bit, but it really didn't keep his attention too much longer, and by then he was kind of just done. So this Friday was just a little bit kind of hectic, kind of all over the place, lots of different activities that weren't really keeping his attention super long, but yeah, that was our last day this week. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this homeschool preschool video. It's not usually something that I like put a lot of thought into what we're doing each day. I used to with the bigger kids, like plan out everything we were doing every day, but with Bear, I pretty much just like open up the closet, let him see what he wants to do. You know, I have a little bit of an idea, you know, like this week we've been doing shapes a lot, or it could be colors or counting or whatever, but it's not really anything super structured. We just kind of open up all of our different supplies and figure out what looks good today, and then that's what we do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you want to see other week in our homeschool preschool life kind of videos, and I will get those up for you guys. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you next time.